Howdy, y'all. Good morning. I am about to get me some coffee and share my journal with you guys. So, let's check out my new coffee pot. I've been meaning to show this to you guys. It's a Cuisinart. It's kind of got a bigger pot than the last one did. Has a nice big coffee pot. And on the inside, it has a reusable. This is like a copper mesh basket. It's got coffee in it right now, but it's basically like one of these, just a little mesh basket, and that's what it came with. It also came with some of these little cone-shaped filters. They open up anyway, but we don't need it. The little mesh basket works great. So yeah, this is my new coffee pot, and I like it very much. It doesn't brew quite as quickly, but it brews more, and it stays nice and fresh and hot. It gets hotter and it stays hot longer. And yeah, I really like the new coffee pot. So I definitely would recommend this Cuisinart coffee pot. I like it better than the Mr. Coffee. Um, of course, you can program it to where it will start on its own, but I don't usually do that. It has a clean button. Also, down inside of the reservoir here, there is let me see if I can show it to you. There's a filter. Yeah, let me scoot this out. It's going to be a bit warm, but I think I can show it to you. There's a filter. There it is. A little filter pack that filters the water. So even though we use filtered water, it gets double filtered, which makes the coffee taste even better. And it has this time since brew. So I know that this coffee has been sitting here for an hour and 5 minutes. So yeah, nice new coffee pot. Definitely like it. Okay, so let's go have a little peek at my journal. Hey, Naboo. Everybody got their baths yesterday. I almost lost control of this little dude right here. My goodness. He's gotten really big. Okay, so last week I didn't really do anything. So I didn't do much in my journal. Mm-mm. Good coffee. So this is going to be a 2-week entry. And it's going to go from, I just did a whole week on this page because I didn't really do anything this week. So we're going from April the 18th until April the 26th. That's going to be this journal entry for today. So let's get started here. Okay, so this is going to be Monday through Friday, this whole week. I decided just to do a quick recap over the last week, as not much of note really happened. It rained off and on all week, mostly on. And while Slim has gone back to work and his back is better, on the whole, nothing much of note happened. Willow has been more and more scarce lately. He only came up for food twice this week, and I haven't seen him in a few days. I took up his food and water bowl today. Oh, I was sad too when I pulled up his food and water bowl. All I'm doing is feeding possums though, so I had to pick it up. I don't know if he's found a girlfriend or is off hunting or perhaps has moved on. If I see him, of course, I will feed him, but he may not come back. At least I fattened him up. You know, tomcats, they get a wild hair across and they have to go chase it. With all the rain, we haven't been able to do much work outside. When the sun came out, I would take a cat with me and walk around and do small tasks like clearing the drain channels or pulling thistles or treating the ant mounds. Mostly, I just stayed in and me and the cats watched it rain and played inside. There they are. There's 3 of them. Marina, Norma Jean, and Naboo there wanting outside. Oh, this stroppy one right here. Well, you should have seen her getting her bath. Oh, attitude, wet cat attitude like you never seen. Okay, so I had almost no signal all week. Couldn't post or check comments at home at all. My journal upload is a week late, which is another reason for this quick weekly recap. All in all, it was a pretty uneventful week. And I mainly just did some housework and a bit of cooking. Hopefully, next week will be nice and I can do some gardening and work outside. Actually, it was calm and relaxing week at home for me. So yeah, I just didn't really do anything that week, and I didn't think it justified a page long entry every day because I did the same thing, just housework, playing with the cats. Okay, so moving on to Saturday the 23rd. The high was in the mid 80s and the low was in the mid 60s. It was hot and cloudy. Today was all about yard work, and we started early. As soon as the dew was off the grass. Slim's better on the riding mower and much faster. And actually, you guys, I don't like riding on a riding mower. I don't know why. It makes me very nervous. I don't know why. But I would prefer him do that part of it. And he's much faster. I go very slow on the riding mower, and it goes really fast, so it's silly. He did the majority of the mowing while I picked up sticks and I raked leaves. I also removed the downed trees in the nursery and I cut them up and I put them on the burn pile as well. Yeah, you may, if you're a regular here on my channel, you might remember there were two trees out in the nursery that fell down after the little shooting gallery thing. My son and my husband did some target practice out there, and it wound up killing a couple of trees, and they fell over. And the cats like to play on them so much, I left them alone for quite some time. But I finally picked those up and got them into the burn pile as well. There were some branches that needed trimming too, and that took us most of the day. But it looks really nice and neat now. Yes, it does. It looks nice. I did a little bit of work on the drainage areas as we have had a lot of rain and expect lots more before the spring is over. There are crawdad holes mounted up all over the place, and I was looking at them and I realized that they are a good way to locate clay under the ground. You can see a sample of what kind of soil is under the topsoil just by looking at crawdad holes and the piles of earth that they build beside them. And I think I showed that clearly on my previous video called In the Yard Today. I just went around and showed things that I thought was interesting in my own yard. And I think I showed a couple of crawdad holes. So that would be really interesting to when I'm going to try and harvest clay to use those crawdad holes as a good idea of where to dig for clay, because you can get a very good sample just by checking out the crawdad holes, and they usually dig down between 6-8 inches and a foot, and they make a big mound of the dirt right there beside that hole. So I'm going to keep that in mind when I go to look for clay. I made broccoli, rice, and cheese casserole with chicken, used almost all the ingredients right from the pantry. Noticed I was a little low on some supplies, so I went to town for a quick shop. While I was there, I picked up 4 plants for the garden, 2 tomato plants, a red bell pepper plant, and a jalapeno pepper plant. I thought about planting them right away, but there's heavy rain expected, so I think I'll wait till that's over so it doesn't beat the baby plants flat after I plant them. Yeah, okay, so let me show you those plants. I haven't been making as many videos as I used to because I just can't upload them. So uh, I thought I'd just include things on my journal. So here's a tomato. This is, take that out, a Better Boy hybrid. So that's what this is. So we've got that tomato. And there's a second one. It's the same thing, Better Boy hybrid. And they've grown a little bit since I got them. They're looking real good. They're nice and healthy. And then I have this pepper plant, and you can see it's trying to do its thing up there, trying to get a little bud going. I'm going to get these into the garden very soon, in the next day or two. So this is a red bell. Get that dirt off there. This is a red bell pepper, sweet pepper. So this is just the same as a green bell pepper. It's just red. And the only reason I got it red instead of green is because they were out of the green ones. Okay, and last but not least, jalapeno hot pepper plant. And this guy's small, but don't let that fool you. These pepper plants really do give a good harvest. So these are my plants. This is the little tray I put them on when I go to take them outside every day. And I've been keeping them in the windowsill and keeping them watered, misted, and put them out every day so that they get plenty of sun. Make sure they get plenty of water. And I'm going to plant them very, very soon because I'm afraid my cats are going to discover them and do something awful. So these are the plants that I picked up at the store. Yeah, so just thought I'd show you that. On to Sunday. This is the 24th, mostly cloudy with a high in the high 70s and a low in the low 60s. Willow's back. When I woke up this morning, he was on the back porch calling to me. So I gave him a good breakfast, and while he wouldn't let me touch him, he did allow me to sit next to him while he ate. I know it would probably have been easier on everybody if he had just gone on, but I'm so glad he's okay, and I'm glad to see him too. And I haven't seen him this morning, but he's around again. He's been popping up every day, at least once a day for a meal. And I've stopped feeding him in the early morning and early evening and just feeding him kind of midday because the possums come out. They're nocturnal, so they're out in the morning and the evening, and I don't want to feed possums. They need to go eat snakes or whatever. Slim and I decided to go out for a late lunch today, just to ride and talk and get out of the house together. Everything is in bloom right now, and the weather wasn't bad, so why not? We went to Texarkana to Red Lobster, enjoyed the meal very much, had an excellent server named Tabitha. Then we rode back roads and enjoyed the scenery and stopped off to see Virginia on the way home. We had a lovely visit with V. I didn't realize she had some damage from that last wind and rainstorm, but her underpinning was pushed in all along the southeast corner of her house. Luckily, Slim thinks he can fix it for her if he gets the proper tools and supplies. KK was there, and we set a tentative date for next Saturday afternoon after her hair appointment to do some beadwork and crafting together. Maybe even get in the paint room and do some pour painting. I'm looking forward to it as I haven't taken the time to do any crafting lately and I miss it. And it's always fun to teach someone how to do something new. Monday, the 25th, high in the low 70s, low in the low 60s. It was mostly cloudy and also it rained. Well, it rained all morning, but it stopped around 10 a.m. Slim got to stay home late, but he was gone by the time it cleared up a bit. Even though we both slept in, I still had time to fix his bacon and eggs, but he took it as a sandwich on the go. Guess who stopped by for lunch? Carrie. I was so happy to see her, and she brought some chicken, and I heated up the leftover mac and cheese from Red Lobster, and we had a feast for lunch. It was nice visiting with her and catching up on what everybody is up to. Glad to see her so well and happy. Hopefully she can come stay and have a game of extreme Yahtzee soon. I spent a large part of today writing and responding to emails as I finally had enough signal to send a letter of some length. But that's not really true. I actually had quite a few issues. I tried to send letters to emails to people, and I kept getting it kept cutting off like the last three paragraphs. So finally, I would just finish up and send it. So it didn't go as well as I wanted it to, as far as like writing everyone a letter. Some of them wouldn't send, and I got frustrated. And it reminded me why I haven't been doing that lately, because I really enjoy that kind of communication, and I don't do it near enough. I always seem to be in a hurry and make do with a quick note and basic information instead of a nice long enjoyable chat with a good friend. And I tried doing that, but it didn't work out exactly like I wanted it to. I've been listening to some audiobooks while driving. It makes me want to get back into reading on my channel. Anne of Green Gables is waiting, but my memory is limited. On my memory to hold videos is limited, and I have to be able to upload before I can really get going on a new book. I have noticed activity at the new cell tower and hope it means that internet is on the way. I fed Willow twice today. I'm glad he's back. Yeah, good old Willow. Good old Willow, or Willer, as my husband calls him. Good old Willer. Tuesday, the 26th, sunny and cool with a high in the low 70s and a low in the high 40s. Very cool this morning. Kind of glad I hadn't planted my tomatoes and peppers yet. I am keeping them in the kitchen window till I plant them, but I set them out around noon every day to get more sun. I cut all of the cat's nails, gave everyone a good brushing in preparation for tomorrow, which I have decided is going to be bath day. So first, um, I decrease my chances of getting a bad scratch by trimming everybody's nails, and boy, did they need it. They look like eagle claws. Naboo looked like raptor claws. They were like when I poked his little claw out to trim it, I was like, oh my gosh, thank God he's sweet because he could just like gut you. Oh my gosh, some claws on that dude. Thank goodness he's sweet. My little sneezy man. I did a lot of, let's see, it won't focus here. I did a lot of cleaning and hair control after brushing everybody. I swept, vacuumed, dusted, and washed furniture covers. They will just hair it all up again, but after a good grooming and a bath, it won't be too bad for a while. Except Norma, she always sheds. And Marina too. Marina sheds pretty bad. Luckily, she loves to be brushed. So does Naboo. He loves to be brushed. He will come and ask to be brushed. Sweetie. When Slim got home from work, we both went outside to do some yard work. He used the weed eater and edged around the house and porches and great bed while I took a huge pile of boxes out to burn. The boxes have been stacking up a bit because it's been so wet lately, but I got them taken care of and the yard looks very neat. When we were done outside, I gave him a haircut. Then, after a quick shower, I cooked liver and onions with mashed potatoes and brown gravy. It turned out very good, and there was plenty left over to send for his lunch tomorrow. All in all, it was a very productive day. And the hammock is calling me. Yes, it was so nice outside. It's so beautiful outside. And as I was working in the yard, I kept looking over at the hammock, and it just looked so inviting. I did get a chance to spend a little hammock time yesterday, though. So, Wednesday, the 25th, was sunny and cool, high in the low 70s, low in the mid 40s. Another cool morning that turned into a sunny, beautiful day. I decided to get the ground ready for my plants, so I spent a little time raking and hoeing my garden spot. I'm only doing a space about half the size that I did last year, only 4 plants, 2 tomato and 2 pepper. I'm not going to plant them today, but I've got the spot clear and I found 4 plant cages and I got those cleaned up and a little ready to use. Cleaned up a little and ready to use. Yeah, okay, that's how I read that. Yeah, I'll show you that. Okay, so yeah, last year I think I had 8 plants, 8 tomato plants out here last year, and so I'm doing about half that size. I'm just going to do 2 tomatoes and 2 peppers, because I wound up giving away a lot of those tomatoes actually. And so here's my little spot I've gotten ready, and I kind of cleared it of the little grass and weeds and stuff, and I got my little cages here. They were kind of bent up and stuff, so I kind of unbent them and got them straightened out and ready. And I will get some grass off of Grass Mountain and put around them after I plant them to smother out any kind of grass that may want to grow up in there. So that is going to be my little garden patch. And I'll show you the grapes while we're out here. Okay, so something has already taken a few little bites off of this grape plant. You can see right there Something bit it. Also there. So something has nibbled. You can see right there, something nibbled on it. Just the tips. But I think um, my little pinwheels aren't doing the trick anymore. Either they're not blowing or whoever's eating this, which it's deer. It's the deer because it's so tall. It's got to be deer. But this one's doing good. This is the golden grape. And it's got some big pretty leaves on it. A few little holes in this one. But it's doing pretty good, and it hasn't been munched on yet. Not that I can tell. These are the little things that it sends out to curl around. So this one hasn't been eaten on. But this one has. It's got a couple of little dead leaves hanging on it there from where it's been bitten. So I'm going to have to figure out. I hate to like cage them all in and pin them all in, but I'm going to figure out some kind of way to keep the deer from eating my grapes. All right. My hydrangea is doing real good. This will be blue hydrangea when it flowers, and there's the little baby one. My nephew told me if I just bent over a couple of those stalks and pinned them to the ground, I would grow a new plant, and looky there, I have a new one growing. Here's the dogwood tree. It's all leafed out, but it's not been planted yet. I'm going to plant it this weekend as well. It's been really too wet to plant it because if we dug a hole, the hole would have filled up with water. So it has been waiting its turn here on the porch, and I believe I'm going to plant it out there just past those trees so I can enjoy it while I'm in the hammock. That's what I think I'm going to do with this beauty. That's what it looks like when it blooms. Beautiful white dogwood blossoms. Yeah. Vince, get down. Get down. Come on. You know you're not supposed to be up there. Anytime I walk out, they think they can do whatever they want just because I'm not here. We only mind when you're actually here to enforce it, they say. This one gets away with murder because he's so gorgeous. Yes, he's my little blue-eyed baby. He does whatever he wants, little spoilt thing. And she's always mad. And he's always sweet. Ain't you, brother? Ain't you always sweet, man? And I think Howard and Norma Jean are asleep in here on the bed. Let's see. Hey guys. Hey. Hey. A lot of the time, I can get Howard to say hey to me, especially if he's asleep. He'll sleep right here in my spot, and I'll say, hey. And he'll say, hey, right back. Okay, back to the journal. I kind of wanted to give y'all a little bit of tour around and stuff because I haven't been as visible on YouTube lately. I've having the upload problems and stuff. So I just wanted to give y'all a little feel of being around me, being around the house, being around the cats, being in the yard because I haven't been able to share as much lately as I would like to. More pet care today. After cleaning Norma Jean, Marina, and Vince's ears, I gave Norma a bath. The other two didn't need their ears cleaned, they were clean. I used to be real trepidatious about cleaning my cat's ears, but then at the vet, I saw a model of how a cat's ear works, and their ear canal is kind of like shaped like an L or like a 7 or an L, upside down L. And when you put that Q-tip in there, there's really no way you can damage their ear just by inserting a Q-tip and cleaning their ear. So I'm a lot more confident in cleaning their ears now since I learned how to do it from my vet. So after I cleaned everybody's ears that needed it, I gave Norma Jean a bath. I put her in the tub, because it's easier on her. It doesn't scare her as much, and she feels more comfortable in the tub. Uh, but it is so super hard for me to stay bent over the tub like that. So when I got her all done, I decided to put off the other four cats until tomorrow and do them in the sink. And I tell you, I used to always be bent over the bathtub to wash, kids and pets and whatever. But now that's just one, like a kind of position that I get in when I'm kind of bent over the tub like that just murders my hip. Oh, it was terrible. So after Norma Jean got her good bath, um, I was done after because I had prepared that garden spot, and then I gave Norma a bath. So my goodness. So I decided to make some Great Northern beans and use up that bacon that I got on sale. I had thought I was getting a good deal, but it turned out the bacon was offcuts, and that's why it was so cheap. The odd shaped pieces don't fry up evenly, so they aren't really ideal for breakfast, which I fix for Slim every morning. So I chopped the bacon up into little slivers, and I fried it up with some onions and garlic and peppers, and I put all that into the beans, and I let them cook all day. I'm planning on making cornbread to go with it, and I'm sure there will be so much left over that I can make lunches and a freezer meal from the leftovers. Actually, I didn't make a freezer meal, but there was plenty for everyone to have lunches the next day, and I was able to give away half a loaf of cornbread as well. Okay, so Thursday, this is today, the 26th. It's sunny. We're supposed to have a high in the mid 70s with a low in the mid 50s. Um, oh no, this is yesterday. I'm sorry. Today's Friday. Um, it's bath day. I got Queen Norma Jean all sorted out yesterday. All she needed was a good brushing, and she is super fresh floof ball. Oh, she is so fluffy, you guys. Right, the few days after she gets good and dry, it takes her a good full day and a half to get completely dry. And when I brush her out, she is so fluffy. She's the fluffiest thing. My floof ball. Now for the rest, in order of bathing. There was Vince, and he did pretty good, considering, as I often say, he's never required to do anything he doesn't love doing. So, on the rare occasions when he's made to do something like go to the vet or take a bath or take his medicine, he kind of flips out. So, he didn't flip out, so that was good for him. Then Naboo, I almost lost control of his big tail, and that's true. He is strong. If he wasn't, let's just say I'm glad I got my what do they call that? I'm glad I got my call in on him early, so he or my bluff in on him early, so he thinks that uh, I'm the one in charge. Because let me tell you, if he had really wanted to, he could have got out of that sink and run all over the house and strode soap and water and done whatever he wanted to, because that sucker is big and strong, but he is a gentle giant and he loves his mama. So he did really, really good. But he did try to get out a couple times, and I was like, whoa. I had to pinch his little neck a little bit and make him sit down. Okay, so then Howard, who was okay, but he complained loudly the whole time. And that's what he does when I bring him in from being outside in the yard, when he gets a bath, when he's in trouble. He complains. He will gripe. Yang, 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 yang. He will gripe and gripe and gripe. Sometimes he'll even hiss. He'll never raise a little paw to you, but he will loudly complain lest you don't understand his feelings. And last but not least, the Stroppy cat herself, Miss Marina. She did good in the bath, but she hid from me for a long time first. Yes, she hid, and I could not find her. She would not come out for treats. She was on to me. Eventually, I just had to go outside for a little while and come back in, and she thought that the drama had passed, but then I scooped her up. I don't know how I ever managed to give them all a bath every week before we got the flea pills. I really don't, and I did. I give them a bath about every week to 10 days. I'd have to give everybody a bath because they would have fleas, and I cannot have fleas. You see all that white carpet? 5 cats. I can't have that. Oh no. I was treating the carpets. I was constantly cleaning. I was constantly, um, they all had flea collars, flea drops, flea bath, flea dips. All that's over now because of their wonderful flea peel. Let me see if I can, hold on. Here it is. This is the miracle pill. Comfortis spinosad kills fleas and prevents infestations. And I think you're supposed to give it to them once a month, but they don't need it that often. I give it to them 2 or 3 times a year, and they are completely flea free. And before this, they were infested. I mean, it was a constant battle with the fleas. This is a miracle drug. If you have, if you have pets inside, it's just one small pill. I think the ones for bigger animals are bigger. Like for the dogs, you're going to get a larger tablet. And I think that they have this like over the counter in Walmart in the pet department, but I can't vouch for that. This is the kind you get from your vet. They cost me, after taxes and everything, approximately $20 per pill. So this is $100 right here, this card. And let me tell you, um, that's a lot of money to spend on your pets. But if you only have one pet, it's just $20. And like I said, it's good for months and months. I cannot recommend this high enough. This changed the way that me and my household had to deal with fleas on our pets. This is a wonderful, wonderful thing. I cannot brag on it enough. So, I can't vouch for the ones that they sell over the counter, but this particular brand, I gave it to him once. A month later, I gave it to him again. I think about 3 months later, I gave it to him again. And now we're on like biannually. I can give it to him now and possibly beginning of fall, just, in the high flea times. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that because that really changed our life. It really did. It's a miracle drug. And it really made Norma Jean's life much better and happier as well. She was super, super annoyed, almost tormented by the flea peel. I mean, by the flea infestation, because she's so white and fluffy. They all got on her. She wouldn't even go outside and she would get fleas from the other cats. So I don't know how I managed to give them all a bath every week before we got the flea peels. What a big job that is to wash all of these cats. Willow, of course, got out of a bath, but I think I'm going to try and sneak a flea peel into his food. If I can't get a flea peel into his food, I think with a little bit of care, I could possibly like put the little drop thing. Come here and demonstrate, Naboo. Like you put the little drop right there to keep him from getting fleas. And I think that I could do that while he's eating. I think while he's got his head in there eating, I could just pet him and just drop that stuff right there on his neck like that. And then he wouldn't have fleas either. But yeah, so flea pills, good, wonderful. Best thing about having cats since I got cats is those darn flea pills. Well, and the tender loving care I receive from my little sneezy boy. Yeah. Okay, so as the first half of the day was spent cleaning the cats, the second half was for cleaning the aftermath of the cats' baths. So much laundry. And I had to clean the sink and the tub and brush everybody again and clean up all that hair again. But it's done and everyone's ready for spring. So yeah, we're just going to give them their little oral medication. And if you don't know how to pill a cat, there are several videos by veterinary clinics that will teach you how to do it on YouTube, and that's how I learned how to do it. It's not fun, and it's easier with a helper, but when me and Slim double up and put our mind on it, they all take their pills, and they usually only one time Vince had a little bit of an upset stomach, and I told the vet, and he said, give them a few treats or something, so they don't eat it on an empty stomach, and that ought to do. So no problem with the flea medication. You just have to learn how to pill a cat. Um, because that's the first pill I've ever given them. They always had liquid medicine before. Okay, I'll probably go to town tomorrow, which is today, and yes, I am, which is why this is going to get uploaded. It's not that I need to go shopping, but I need to go to the post office and run some errands. One of those errands is some pictures that I ordered when the kids got married, and I didn't realize that they were in, so I can go and pick up at least one. I'm not sure how many I ordered. So I'll try to upload my journal while I'm out and about. I thought about making videos of the cats after their baths like I usually do, but I knew it would be days before I could upload them, and I don't have a lot of memory either, so I didn't even bother. Even at town with Wi-Fi, it takes an hour to upload just my journal, so I'm making less videos for right now. And that's not really, let me turn you around here so I can look at you. It's not really because I don't want to make videos, because I do, especially I've been wanting to do Anne of Green Gables, but I don't have enough memory to just make every video, hey baby, to make every video that I want and just keep it until I get to a point where I can upload it. So there's that. I've been seeing a lot of work going on the cell phone tower that is about 2 miles from here. Also, they're still running lots of cable. So fingers crossed that I will get internet soon and I can go back to my regular schedule of uploading every weekday. And I did a weigh-in. I didn't record it on Wednesday, and I was 196 even. So I'm still maintaining. And I think I actually even had my shoes on there, so I might be a tad bit less than that. So today I'm going to go mail some Happy Mail and pick up some Happy Mail and those pictures. And I've missed you guys. I do want to make and upload more videos, but it's just not practical right now. With zero signal, I'm having trouble just calling and texting. And that's with the booster on. When I turn the booster off, there is no cell phone service available at all. Not to call, not to text, nothing. So, yeah, hoping for that good fiber network internet soon. Just keep your fingers crossed for me, y'all. And then hopefully I'll get to do some lives and get to upload more regularly and start to do some more reading for you guys. So I just wanted to pop in, say hi. I love y'all. Y'all be sweet. Thanks for joining me for my little journal time like y'all do. I appreciate it. Special shout out to all my super close friends who always support me and always show up in the comments. You know who you are. Love and kisses. Y'all be sweet.